First, one thing that a friend of mine posted up a few days ago, and I wanted to share with you guys. All right, this is actually part from the Tao Jeet Kune Do. I'll read it to you. You cannot see a street fight in its totality. Observing it from the viewpoint of a boxer, a kung fu man, a karateka, a wrestler, a judo man, and so forth. You can see clearly only when style does not interfere. You then see it without like or dislike. You simply see, and what you see is the whole and not partial. That's the word again I've been using, guys, partial. I'm going to share a story to you guys. Before I started martial arts and when the UFC just started, I went to pick up some fried chicken at Hooters. Don't ask me why. While I was waiting for the chicken, there was two guys at the bar watching on the big screen of UFC fight. The guy on the UFC fight did this particular move. And then the first guy at the bar said, "Oh, that's so-and-so. They do that in this martial arts system, blah, 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 blah." The guy, a few seats away from him, he looks at him. He's like, "What are you talking about? That's this style, blah, 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 blah." And guess what happens? They start arguing which style it belongs to, this particular movement that the UFC guy was doing. So no, this is it. It was getting ridiculous because I'm standing back. I'm like, mind you, at that time, I didn't know any type of martial arts. So I'm just listening to them and their voices started to rise. And then the bartender said, "Hey guys, if you don't stop, I'm going to kick you out." Okay. All right. So my story is pertaining to that particular passage. Okay. And I've explained to you guys in class, it doesn't matter. What style does this belong to? It does not matter. If a particular punch just like this is thrown, which style does it come from? Who cares? Because of the fact that if I throw this, it's like, oh, that's a boxer's jab. But then someone else says, "Oh, no, that's not a boxer's jab. It's this type of particular tool from this particular art." Who's right? Who's right? How come we're always so into arguments of where does this particular tool belongs to? You should have no dislikes or likes of a particular style. If a punch is thrown, I'm seeing it as a punch. What type of particular punch? It's a jab. That's all. That's what it is. It's not a boxer's jab. It's not a karate jab. It's none of those. And this is what I was talking about before labeling. Labeling is actually dividing what we're doing with martial arts. Martial arts, and I'm going to bring this in, like it's kind of like religion. There's so many other religions out there. Same deal. In martial arts, there's a lot of other martial arts out there. What's the difference? And what divides these martial arts? It's the tradition. It's their history. It's their nationality. That's what divides martial arts. All of it. Now, you have to look at these martial arts like judo, brilliant jiu-jitsu, karate. They're all actually branches of its root. So instead of saying boxer's jab, which is the extension, which is the branches, we should be saying jab because it has no affiliation to a particular sport or particular martial art. When I say jab, it's a jab. That's it. It doesn't come from South Africa. It doesn't come from the Philippines. It doesn't come from... When I say vertical fist, everybody assumes it's Wing Chun. Yeah, but then what if there's other parts of the world that uses this particular fist, and what if they've been using it before Wing Chun? Should we call it that, or should we call it a Wing Chun punch? Who decides which art of that name have to be used for this particular tool? And when you get into it, it's just tiring. Like, and then after a while, it's like, who cares? No, it's just a punch. It's a vertical fist. That's it. The tool is more important than the style, the technique, the nationality, the martial art itself. The tool is important.